Fallen God, creator and destroyer of worlds, hear my vow!
Hi everyone, I'm here with Klose from CI Games. He is the creative director on Lord of the Fallen. So let's check it out. He's going to walk us through the gameplay they've got so far. Let's do it.
Alright, so let's see what we have here. We start the game in some catacombs, and as you can see, it's a very, very tactical action RPG, so there's a lot of enemies we need to defeat, and with every enemy we need to find the right tactics to do so. So it's really not a slasher or anything, but it's really about finding the right spots, finding the right weapons even to defeat an enemy. And there are really many, many different ways in which you can do that. So you can really try to find your favorite weapon, your favorite armor, and your favorite way of playing. So you can play very defensive, like retreating, or very aggressive, and or you can use magic, as we just saw with the spell. We can defeat the enemies, but we cannot like spam them with the spells because they have a very long time of recharging. So we really need to be good in fighting the enemies. And as soon as there's more than one enemy coming at us at the same time, it's getting really, really hard, really tricky.
That's when I had problems, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you really need to pay attention to what's going on and try to find out the best way to do it. Still, we don't want to be too punishing, so if you fail, firstly you should know why you failed so that you can do it better next time. And also there are save points where you can continue playing the game, and they're not so far apart, so that you can really, if you like succeeded in one area, then you can actually be there again pretty quickly after you died. And you see here is a boss enemy, and he's really very, very tricky to defeat. You really need to learn the different stages that he has. You really need to learn his attacks, the pauses in between, and where you can then strike back. And this player just defeated the boss, but of course it's not as quick as we just saw it here in this video.
Sure.
Because it's really, yeah, quite an effort of doing so, I think.
Yeah. Who is this guy and what are we doing?
So, starting with the guy, his name is Harkin, and in this world there was a legend that 6,000 or 8,000 years ago there was a huge battle going on between mankind and actually their god, and they defeated their god back then, and now this is all just a legend to the people who live nowadays, but all of a sudden this army of the god returns and attacks the people and really just eradicates whole villages and cities, and they don't know how to defend against these creatures. So as a last resort they take prisoners out of their cells to fight for them, and the hero of the game, actually, his name is Harkin. He is one of those prisoners, so he's a kind of a bad guy. He committed a lot of sins and bad things in his life. And this is what you see also in the game. He's got tattoos all over his face that show the sins that he committed. And yeah, you as a player, you can like use this new chance of being out of prison to really do your job and try to help mankind, or you do other things. I mean, it's really up to you how you play it and also how you finish the game. So there's a lot of things that you can experience there and that you can shape. So it's not a totally linear thing, and you can choose which path you take. But of course, it's also not like totally open world. But it opens up, getting bigger and bigger as long as you play.
So when you're talking different paths, are you talking the way you behave as a player, or simply just the way you navigate through the game?
No, also like how you behave as a player, because there are NPCs enemies, and you can help them. You can deal and trade with them,
Yep.
and you can do things in a good way, in an honorable way, or in a rather cruel way. It's really up to you how you do it, and yeah, you'll get rewarded for either, but maybe in different ways. Some things you'll like, and some you won't.
So can you just tell us a bit about the interface here? So we've got 3 bars on the bottom left-hand side here.
Right.
So top one's health, bottom one's magic, and the middle one, I guess, is some kind of stamina.
Yes,
or,
right.
Yep.
So if you use lots of special moves and block with your shield, this gets depleted.
Yep.
So you need to take care of that and really manage it and like retreat sometimes to let it refill, and then you're better off in fighting.
Sure. So there's a lot of item use as well. You can obviously dodge, roll around the place, block. The most obvious comparison to make is Dark Souls,
Right.
of course. Was that game at all an influence, or did you look at that and think we could do something like that?
Well, it is an influence. I would say it wasn't, but there are many other games that also influenced us. I mean, many people say it's a bit like Darksiders. Some people say it's even like Zelda, how the game world's opening up and how you're using items and stuff. So we think it's got some brawler elements in there. Like we say, maybe you can even be reminded to some Tekken or Street Fighter if you have these duels and really change your character according to play as you like.
Yeah, we saw the claws earlier, the kind of
Yes.
Wolverine-style claws where rather than blocking, you just had your left and right triggers to
Absolutely.
perform combos on guys.
Yeah.
We also saw him with what else did he have? He had the staff. He had a gauntlet, yeah, so quite flexible in that regard as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong here, but CI Games, most of your history has been making kind of war sort of games. This seems quite a departure.
Yeah, I mean, the studio where I'm from is Deck 13 Interactive, who's creating the game, and we have a history as an RPG studio. So this is why CI Games picked us to work together with us to make this co-development.
Right.
So this is where the RPG stuff comes from, and their experience in really creating a large-scale game came really handy. So it was a really, really good cooperation to use our experience to start off in the RPG genre and their experience in the market to really, go to where we are right now.
Great. And so which platforms is this coming out on, and when are you expecting to release it?
It's going to be released this fall on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.